her collection, A Life of Love.
It's a compilation of poems between 1985 and 1991. And they just kind of give you a glimpse into the flux of human emotion in a particular moment. First one I'm going to share with you today is let's start with a simple one called Love Is. I chose this one because I remember not long after I wrote it how proud I was that I wrote something that felt good and sounded good to me. And I wrote it on a piece of orange construction paper and laminated it and gave it to my mother. So she was just as proud at that time. The next poem is entitled No Time. It's in a time where we did have computers. There was no Twitter, there was no Facebook, there was no texting. It was a time when an extended level of communication was actually sitting down and writing a letter to a loved one or a family member. So you don't have no time to sit down and write me a letter. When I'm here loving you, trying to make things better, well, I won't wait too long for your letter to see. I'll do for you what time did for me. Go away, that's what it did. Our love never grew, it remained as a kid. So I'm telling you now, and I'm putting it in a rhyme. If you don't write me soon, I won't have no time. They are sure. You're welcome. I've never read this one in public before. It's called How Black Are You? And it's just something that provokes thought. And it's a reflection of that time in my life in the mid-'80s. How black are you? Are you black enough? Do you know blackness? Or are you two strangers? Have you been introduced to yourself, or have you managed to exist knowing every other color? How does it feel not knowing who you are? Do you ever wonder how black you are? The last poem I'm going to share with you today is called Joy. It kind of speaks for itself. It's just a feeling, so roll with me. I had a good cry, a cry of disbelief, of believing and knowing and showing. In the glowing, this flowing of loving is growing and sewing a web, so bestowing like rivers. No paddle, no rowing, just dancing on ripples and going. No pushing, just on the wind we're blowing, you and I. Thank you for taking a moment to join me at the African American Read-In 2014 at the North Carolina State Capitol Building. See you next year.